Hey, what's up, guys? I am Brian from Whisper Status 74, and this video is going to be about the Quantum XP series. Am I still purchasing it? Are you purchasing it? Do you care? Do you hate it? Are you looking forward to it anymore? Has your excitement dissipated? That's what this video is going to be about. I will try to keep it as short as possible. The Vizio Quantum XP series was finally reviewed by Artings a few weeks ago. We had an early review. Their full review, their written review, then their video review. And feelings for many of you have changed in that period of time, from crazy expectations and excitement to huge disappointment. And myself, honestly, was a little bit disappointed with especially the preview version of their text. Then their full review, we really did a long video pulling that apart and getting to the nitty gritty. Then there was disappointment there. And then there was this little few days of where in the comments that there was this utter hate for it and disappointment, and I can't believe this thing, what a piece of garbage. Not so much on our vids in our community, but all over YouTube with other comments, and even comments on Arting's video review, which came out a few days ago, which I thought was done very well and added a little bit more clarity to how it compared to other displays. But the hate that it's receiving, the disappointment, you would think that this thing was the biggest piece of garbage in the world. And with all of that, it makes me want it. It makes me want to get it. And truth be told, I tried to purchase it last night from Costco because it's on sale for $22.99. It was on sale until today, and then it was going to be, the sale was supposed to be over, but it's been, I guess, extended until the 23rd. It's also available on Target for $2,500, down from $3,600 until they didn't have an ending date for them. So I told you guys that I would purchase it in the end of July. And though it's not quite the end of July, the reason I wanted to purchase it then were a few reasons. One, I'm out of town. I was away last week, as you saw with some of the mansion videos. I have more of those coming. I'm also away this weekend. I'll be gone for, a little over a week, and I wasn't going to be here to accept any deliveries. I want to be here to unbox the display. I also want to be able to, just to be able to get it delivered, I want to be here. So I also, and many of you talked about putting, opening a new credit card and buying TVs. I don't like putting TVs on credit cards. My reasoning behind that is I like to pay for things that large and get them paid for. Then when the money gets refunded, I get the money back. When it's on credit cards, money's on hold. When you do refunds, that card doesn't get credited back. It can get messy. But I'm not a big fan of just putting things on credit cards. That said, last night the price was down, and even though I wasn't going to be here, I was setting up a buddy of mine to be here to receive it. And I went to put it through, and Costco does not accept American Express, which is the card that I have that would be able to put that on there. And then my wife and I were trying to figure out where to move money around and use this card and that card, and it just wasn't worth it for me to do that to that degree, especially when I can buy it outright in a few weeks. Now, since it's so low in price, I am not going to buy it outright at $3,600. I'll have to wait for it to drop again, which I know it will drop again, and then I will pick it up. That's a lot of personal financial information, so I apologize for that. But being transparent with you, it's still $2,000, plus tax, still $2,600, and I'm not looking to. Even though I was willing to do that on my Amex, I'm not going to go jump around on a bunch of other cards and try to do stuff like that. I will pay for it in full when it drops back down, probably in mid-August, and then we'll have it. And for a lot of you guys, myself included, we get impulsive. And my wife will say that with me. Oh, I have to buy this graphics card real quick, blah, 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 blah. And next thing I'm buying things that perhaps I didn't want or need at that time. That's just tech right there, among a lot of other things. But the Vizio, to me, the fact that it's gotten good reviews from everything. Tech Radar, Digital Trends, every website I've read has given it good reviews. Not just good reviews, great reviews. Yet it's still a disappointment. Yet it's still garbage. It's still trash. See, I told you so. It's garbage. I'm getting that in the comments a lot. And that they're liars. It's not 3,000 nits, false advertising. Now, I do believe a lot of that is marketing. I would say that my plasmas were definitely were not 600 hertz refresh rate. There was a lot of marketing in that. Artings did say in their numbers that with the right settings, they could get the display to hit 2,900 nits, close to 3,000 nits. That's where I think that falls. Was it a little bit of marketing? I'm sure, but I'm not as sour on it as I was a few weeks ago. I was disappointed, and I'm trying to put that down to I think my expectations were a little unrealistic. But looking at Arting's review, as it's the most detailed, when they're talking about their local dimming, they're talking about the lack of blooming in comparison to other displays, perhaps the best local dimming they've ever seen. That's high praise considering they've had the Z9D, they have the Q9FN, they have the Q90R, the Q80R. They do still recommend it. If you look at it, there isn't one yellow number in all of their numbers other than the gradients. But and as far as the ones on their title page, it's still a very high review, 8.5, 8.6. Very impressive. And I think with TCL dropping their display at 1,000 for the 6 series, the Vizio then looks too expensive. And compared to the 75-inch 950G, they're close in price. Well, they're not close in price if it's $2,300. If it jumps back up and it's expensive like that for more than a few weeks, then it is probably too expensive because of the 950G. The specs, in my opinion, are better than 950G, but, it's gotten such hate that it makes me want to root for it again and see what it really does with somebody who really has one. I have a lot of Quantum owners on the channel that love their Quantum P series. I've had a lot of former Quantum owners that actually thought it was complete garbage. So what I'm seeing is high praise, much hate, nothing in the middle. I have not received a single comment from anyone who's owned it to say, hey, I thought it was pretty good, I sent it back, or I thought it was pretty good, I kept it. It's either they absolutely love it or it's total garbage. When I have that kind of variance, it's kind of hard to find that middle ground and to really get truth. Truth not where I don't believe either side, but there has to be a middle ground somewhere where it's decent. That could be the nature of YouTube, could be the nature of the comments, not just on my videos, but others. But if you look at Arting's video review, do yourself a favor, jump in that review, on their video review, look at their comments and see, even though the review is very positive, the hate is just like trash. It's garbage. It's absolute. Now look, Vizio's not doing themselves any favors. Availability, quality control. They have not done themselves any favors. I understand that. Either of any of the other manufacturers as far as quality control. But as far as availability, being able to see them, I can say the same thing about the TCLs and the Hisense and those other displays. They aren't doing themselves any favor. Do I think that Vizio has bought reviews from these reviewers, whether it's Digital Trends? No, I don't think they've bought them. I don't think they're that big a company to be able to manage that. So I think they have the fake reviews where they're all written. Yeah, I believe they have those as far as customer reviews. You see them on Amazon or whatever. Yeah, amazing, great. You can tell those are written by, fake real reviews. But as far as the ones I've seen on YouTube or whatever, they seem legit. Guys from Digital Trends, Tech Radar, Artings. I don't think they're bought. No, I think they're sponsored. Of course they're sponsored, but I don't think they're there to say this thing is amazing if it's not. Especially Artings, who did not cherry pick their displays. They were not so loving of it. They did give it its negativity where it needed to be. They did criticize it where it needed to be criticized, and they gave it a very good review still at 8.6 or 8.5. A lot of displays that many of us have did not rate that high. It's also an LED where very few LEDs are going that way with contrast and dimming zones and peak brightness. A lot of them are going the other way with the viewing angles. And my theory on that is I think that manufacturing these displays, Vincent touched on this with LEDs with Sony. I don't think these companies think it's worth throwing 400 zones in anything anymore. I think the failure rate of zones is too high. I've looked at a lot of Z90 forums of fail rate of their zones. I just don't think I don't think the manufacturers think it's worth it. And as long as TCL and Vizio and those guys think it's worth it, I want to give them a shot. I want to see how it performs against the 900E, which is a display that I have that I love. And believe me, I'm conflicted. I love my 900E. But guys, I'm not looking to replace it. I was buying this display as I thought it would be interesting for the channel. So when people are telling me, well, buy the Q90R, buy this one, I'm not looking for those. Those don't interest me. I know exactly what the Q90R delivers. I know exactly what the Q80R delivers, same as the 950G, and they're all amazing. The top displays right now, Q90R, Q80R, Sony 950G, as far as that top group of LCDs. There's not a lot. We all think there's a lot to choose from. There isn't. There isn't. Now in the mid to low mid, there's just total confusion. There's different numbers, the MU, NU, there's all these different choices. What year you get into the mid to high, there is almost nothing to really choose from. You can go your LG NanoCell. To me, only the top of the line LG NanoCell is someone that I would look at. But as far as the big three, unless you're looking at the OLEDs, which to me are actually separate, you really only have those to choose from. Q90, Q80, Sony 950G. The Z9G is it's vaporware as far as $70,000. It's ridiculous. I mean, release a 75-inch version of that at least. But the Vizio has caught so much hate. I mean hate, like hate. Which is interesting. It's almost like sports hate. I hate this team. I hate whatever. It's unreal. It makes me want to root for it again. Now, guys, the reason I want the 90 days is I'm not wasting my money. I have nothing to lose other than buying it. If I don't like it, it goes back. My bargaining posture this way is different. When I went through the 4K Nightmare, I did not have another display. So every time I sent back a display, I was without one. The 900E will stay right where it is. The Vizio will be in front of it. When I first get them, they will be side by side in the largest room that I have to show them do demos side by side. I will hook it up to cable and see what its upscaling really can do. I will hook it up to video games, both PC and both consoles. I will do all of that with this display. I want to see what it does. I want to see how the blooming is. In comparison to last year's Quantum, that Quantum, if this one has slightly better blooming, it all is really up to you if that is worth the money. At $75, there's nothing else to buy for the Quantum. I think it's still worth picking up, especially at $2,400. We have to be realistic on what these displays really cost at launch. The 950G is still that mid to mid high, the same thing as the Sony 900E. So there isn't a lot to choose from. It's much cheaper than what the Q80 was and what the Q90R was or even is. I just think that the hate regarding it is a little undeserved. I think it's been slammed. And it's being slammed without seeing it for most people. It's not really been seen, and that's partly Vizio's fault. It's not available to see. You can't walk in and see those demos. I saw the NanoCell demos. I've seen all the OLED demos. I've seen all of the Samsung demos, all side by side, and Magnolia running content. The Vizio Quantum X I have not seen live, and I need to see it live. And to me, it's just very interesting. If we get it and it's terrible, you'll see it. If you have that display, if you have the Quantum X or you have the Quantum P series, jump in these comments. Tell me what you think of it so people that are interested can see those reviews. We're here just to try to get that truth, to try to find out what is realistic in real world. What is it that made us want it? I guess my point is the expectations of it for myself were perhaps too high. But where did it fall short? In the reviews, going by the reviews, where did it really fall short? The gradients didn't improve. Will we be able to see that? That's what I'm curious about. Is the gradient something that's going to bother me when I'm watching regular content or playing games? The peak brightness, yeah, it's off a couple hundred nits. It's not off 1,000 nits. The contrast ratio is still amazing. Dolby Vision is still great. It does everything it said it would do. Its pixel response is very quick. Its motion said it was choppy. You have to see what that means on real content. But for the most part, it's what it said it would be. Other than the 3,000 nits, it's still ridiculously bright. It has better black levels than it did last year. So I think it's been a little undeserved how much hate, and that it's been considered this big, huge flop of like a movie, like it's total bomb at the box office. I just don't think that's the case. I think it's kind of unfairly been labeled as such as that. Like, see, I told you so. So what I hear is, see, I told you so, get a 950G. I have a 900E. To me, the 950G is not much better than a 900E. I think it's better. Do I think it's much better? Not worth buying better. I think it's basically the same display, a little bit brighter. You know, perhaps even a little bit more blooming. Not worth picking up for me because of what I already have. But the Z9, the Vizio kind of promises that Z9D black level and peak brightness. That's what I'm looking for. That really isn't available on new LEDs since they're going in another direction. The Z9D performs differently than the Q90R and the Q80R. The Vizio is more of a, to lack of a better word, an old school approach to modern LEDs as far as zone count and peak brightness. That still matters to me. I'm still looking for that. So I am still purchasing it. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me spending money on it. If I don't like it, it's going back. And then we'll talk more once we get it. I won't have it until probably mid-August now. One, the availability wasn't available when I needed it. They don't accept Amex at Costco. So if you're somebody who wants to buy one at Costco, you'll need a Visa. They're Visa exclusive from what I can see. They don't. So Discover, all those other credit cards, I don't think work either. So that's a no-buy for me from them for that reason until I can buy it outright. However, Target, still great. Just be mindful their warranties are very different with electronics. You'll see on their website, they'll say 90 days. It is not 90 days. Electronics there is 30 days. 15 days with Apple products, 14 days with Android phones. That is huge because it says on the website 90 days. It is not 90 days. Costco does have 90 days. And that's pretty much where it is. So from this point on, I am purchasing it. You'll have to wait just a few more weeks for me to buy it, and then we'll test the crap out of it. Now, I'm not going to be testing it with machines. I'll be testing it with real world, the things that we do for real, gaming, cable TV, demos, movies. We'll be able to really see how it performs. I want to see, and it's going to be 75-inch, guys, so there's not going to be any hiding from it. If that gradients is a problem, you'll see it on screen. So I want to know what your thoughts are. I know the video is longer than I want it to be. I'm still buying it. You have to wait a few weeks for it. It's better anyway. I wasn't going to be here to receive it, which is just bad news because they give you like a 5-hour window. I want to be here when these displays get shipped. So it'll be probably mid-August. I'll definitely be looking to purchase it. As long as the price goes back down. I'm not buying it at $3,600 since it was $2,300. That's where I am at this moment. Is it a huge disappointment for you? Were you really bummed out? If so, tell me why. Tell me why you went from super excited to hating it. Where are you with it? Did it was it typical for you to say, oh, Vizio, definitely, look at them, look what they did. I can't believe they did that. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. I'm behind on the comments. I will get back to the last few videos. I apologize. Thank you so much for commenting. It takes me a few days to get back to you guys, but I will get back to you. And I appreciate your patience. But tell me what you think about this topic. Is the Vizio still a go for you? Or are you absolutely on that other side where you're like, I absolutely hate it. I am completely done. But tell me why you feel that way. Other than Vizio's garbage, guys, just articulate it for me. Tell me why you're saying absolutely not. I was slightly disappointed. I'm less excited, but now I'm starting to ramp it back up again because it's getting beat down like it's total garbage, and I just don't agree with that. I'm Brian from Status74. Thank you for your patience and for being part of the community, and I look forward to hearing what you see or say in the comments. Jesus. And let me know what you think. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.